Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Gen Z Sanctum. We are here with myself and my friend Nathan. Today's episode is going to be
Yes, yeah, I am here.
yes, he is. Welcome. Braden was going to join us again for this episode, but he had other plans, so it's just the two of us. All right, awesome. Uh, but anyway, we have two interesting topics today. One of which we'll talk a little bit about, and the other one we might get to if we have time. Um, so first we start with small talk, though. Nathan, how was your day? How was your week?
It's been off and on. It's more of a hey, I'm busy, hey, I'm not busy, a whole bunch of life stuff. Yes, I have a very boring life, as you can tell.
Yes. Uh, very descriptive. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm the most descriptive person in the world. We all know that.
Yes.
I'm a great storyteller. My storytelling is the day was good. The end. Bye bye.
Uh huh. Well,
Okay, I'm done.
all right, please do. Anyway,
Wow. Okay.
no. So my week was okay. I still have some pay discrepancies from my work that haven't been fixed yet, but I think I'm about to pull what is known as an pro gamer move to get that solved.
Hmm.
So we'll see if it works. If not, what the frick, Raising Canes? Why aren't you paying me? All right, I'll stop. I'll stop. Well, they did pay me part, but they missed 2 days. That, yeah, they shouldn't just write down stuff in a notebook. They should really try to not do that. You know what I'm saying?
It is also a brand new business, so
Brand new store, yes. But yeah, I'm assuming that the notebook that those two
rip,
days,
steak, and
yeah,
shake.
rip, stick, and shake, I guess. But yeah, those hours that I should be paid for that they wrote down in a notebook are probably still hovering around out there in the notebook, and all I need to do is just be like, "Hey, you wrote these down instead of putting them in the schedule. Can you go back and look and get those paid to me retrospectively soon? That would be great, or something like that." I also have snapshots of my schedule that show that I was in on those days. So if I need evidence for some kind of like a appeal or something officially, then I have that as well. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. That's just what's going on in my life currently. Today we're going to be talking about something very interesting, Nathan. We're going to be talking about comedians.
Ooh, comedians. I do be funny. I do be very funny. I make jokes. I make everything. I make so you pee your pants.
Yes. So, so Nathan, let me ask you something. Who do you think is your favorite comedian?
Ooh, I'd have to say Fluffy's up there.
Mm. Yes, Gabriel Iglesias, aka Fluffy, is certainly a wonderful thing. Um,
Amazing.
Speaking of Gabriel Iglesias, he'll be coming to Indy in November, and we still need to get our tickets for that.
Yes, we do.
So maybe after,
But they are selling fat, but I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe.
Let me look here. Let me just look here and see where the yeah, so most of the seats that are right in front of the stage have sold out at this point.
Well, yeah.
But there are still some good seats. If we don't want to sit like up in the back in the $39.50 seats, there are some seats that are down nearer the front that are $49.50 that are still open. But we will have to talk about that not on the episode, I guess. Maybe I can share my screen on Discord after the recording, and we can
After
yeah
the after yes.
after yeah after the recording, and we can finally get that sorted out before they all go bye bye, as they will probably do as we get closer to November. Anyway, um, so like, I wanted to ask you something? Where did you first hear about Gabriel Iglesias?
My brother. He just introduced. Hey, have you ever heard of this comedian? No.
Mhm.
Well, you should watch him. I've watched. The first video I saw about him was the oh, what was it? The racist gift basket skit. I sprinted to the bathroom and wet my britches while I ran.
He do be funny.
Yes.
He do be funny. Um,
Oh, the racist gift basket. That was, oh my gosh, up there. If you guys have not seen that, you will pee your pants.
yes, just search Gabriel racist gift basket on YouTube, and you'll find out
Or
what we're
just
talking about.
fluffy,
Yeah,
easier.
that's true.
Fluffy racist gift basket. First video that pops up.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely hilarious. But yeah.
You
What?
know, I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might have something to say about it.
Okay.
You know who Martine reminds me of?
Martin.
But
Yes,
but a little bit better version of him.
a little bit better version of Martin. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's hear it.
So you've watched a Family Guy, right?
I've watched a little bit of Family Guy. Yeah.
You know who I would be thinking of?
You would have to say, because I'm not thinking off the top of my head.
Okay. Quagmire.
Huh. Okay. So what you're saying
Have
is
you ever
that
thought about?
Martine is a pervert.
He's more of the guy that'll bring um just about like any girl home he could, pretty much.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting comparison.
I don't know. That's just something I would have
Yeah.
thought of.
Very interesting. So, we have here a couple more comedians that I enjoy. I follow them on Instagram, and you can as well. See, Jessica Kirsten is another one that's kind of funny. She does a little bit of different comedy though, because Gabriel Iglesias does a very little of this, but Jessica Kirsten mostly like interacts with the audience. Like you've seen those comedians that mostly talk with people in the audience and then like make fun of them, and that's how they get laughs and stuff.
Yes.
So basically, that's what Jessica Kirsten does. She has a kind of a dark sense of humor. She'll pick on people in the front row and then make fun of them, and that's what makes everyone laugh. Same thing with, let's see,
Picking on people.
yeah, let's see. There's let's see, Troy Bond is another one that I don't know if you've heard of or not.
The name is not ringing a bell.
Oh dang! Well, I'm gonna ring your bell later. What? I mean,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
all right. Uh Ryan Kelly is another one. Let's see, Sushi Mango, I guess is their Instagram name. I don't know what their actual name is, but they're. Have you seen on Instagram those three Italian guys that either pretend to be like three Italian women or three Italian men that do like stereotypically Italian stuff?
No, not really.
Oh, well, they're hilarious. They're going on tour in Australia right now, which is very interesting.
Australia.
Um, so very fun, but it's hilarious because a lot of their stuff's kind of relatable. Like they did a thing where, like, what parents do in the early morning when you're trying to sleep, and it's like them slamming cabinet doors or with a vacuum just smacking every corner or every door as loudly as possible.
Yeah.
Like that's really relatable. Just you trying to sleep your parents at 6 a.m. just with a vacuum, just hitting every surface
Really,
possible.
Mom?
Or
Put the vacuum away!
or
I'm trying to sleep!
he did the other thing where it was like dads when you're trying to sleep in the morning and the dads go into the bathroom and just close the door and then they're like and like they spit and like make a lot of loud noises. Exactly. Or
Those
exactly,
noises.
exactly. Or they're mowing the lawn at 6 a.m. on a Sunday, or spraying the window right outside your room, like early in the morning.
Yes.
Anyway,
I don't give a darn.
and then, well, let's see. Besides Fluffy, what other kind of comedians do you like?
So there's some other comedians. There's another one that I like watching that I can't think off the top of my head. He's performed with Larry the Cable Guy before.
Oh
Have you
yeah,
ever heard of the I Believe song?
the
That it's like I Believe song. You should look it up on YouTube. It's
I think I have
the
heard of
guy
it.
that
What you
I'm
said.
trying the guy that I'm trying to think of, and it's Larry the Cable Guy and a couple of other comedians, and they're basically talking about I believe that blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
one of them that of course Larry the Cable Guy would say, he's like, I believe that you got to wreck the truck and get the insurance money to make the truck payment.
Isn't it that one thing where it's Larry the Cable Guy and I think there was one other guy who was like smoking a big cigar throughout the whole thing, like with a cowboy
Yes.
hat on? Yeah. I think I remember that. I think I saw that a couple weeks ago. Very funny.
Yeah, that's real funny.
Yeah. Well, guess what I have here, Nathan? Tier list of different comedians, and we're gonna rank them.
Ooh.
Some of them you may have heard of, some of them you may have not heard of, but we'll see we'll see what you think. So first up, of course, we've got I don't even know if he really counts as a comedian, but Jimmy Kimmel.
He's more of a show host than a comedian.
Yeah, but he's on this list for some reason. Just this greatest comedians of all time tier list. He's on there for some reason.
Huh. Interesting.
I'm gonna just say he's not very funny. He's okay as a host, but like the audience laughs mostly because the light came on for them to laugh. Nothing really he said was extremely funny. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say that much. So let's see. We have A, B, C, and D tier, and a bunch of others that I've never heard of that I just put in never heard of, which I don't even know what
Okay.
their names are. But I'm gonna put Jimmy Kimmel in C tier. He's not a bad guy, but he just isn't that funny.
He just doesn't come across as like the comedian that we
Right.
would find funny.
Right. Next up we have this is going to be interesting. She's more of a show host, but oh boy, I don't even know why she's on this list in the beginning. Nathan, you've obviously heard of Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes.
I'm immediately going the bottom tier. Like she's not funny at all.
She voices Dory.
Interesting. But do you
You
know
you did you didn't know that?
I probably did somewhere in the back of my mind, but she's so bad that I probably my mind probably distanced that knowledge from what she does now. Do you know what she does now?
What?
She had a talk show host for a long time, but her main thing on the talk show host was like belittling and berating a bunch of the guests that come on. Like she would get celebrities to come on, and then she'd just Not even like it wasn't even funny most of the time. She would just be horrible to people, and also like the crew that worked on the show with her, she would just like talk down to most of the time, or so I've heard, allegedly.
This is coming from her, or this is coming from the people who she's talked down to?
This is coming from a lot of like I guess you could call them whistleblowers, but people that have previously worked with her saying that she's not really a great person to work with,
Yeah.
and she's just not funny.
Huh.
I'll just say that much. She's just not
No,
funny.
she's not incredibly funny. No.
So she's going on D for me.
Here's what I call a good comedian,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's a comedian that even just like an actor or an actress, but it's a good comedian when they're like voicing a like movie role or TV show role. They want to add in their own thing. So we're gonna take Josh Gad as a example here. So
Okay.
in Frozen 2, you know how Olaf says he's Anna, Elsa, and then he says Samantha randomly?
Yeah.
That is him. That wasn't even scripted. That was him. He didn't even tell anybody what he was going to do. He basically told the director, just hit record and let me do my thing, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay. And that's what happened.
Wow.
So the song that he sang was not even supposed to have like even Samantha.
Hmm.
Oh, I forget what that was, but that's like a good example of a comedian that likes the script, but they want to add in something that's totally them.
Now I will say that
And you
that's
okay,
a little different. Like it's slightly different than like like movie comedians are slightly different than like stage comedians. I would say.
you mean more like stand-up comedians kind of.
Right, like people who go out on stage and do comedy routines, I think are slightly different than people who do like voicing for films or like movie roles and stuff.
Okay, fair.
I'm talking like most of the people on this list are people that do stand-up comedy,
Yeah.
or as in the case of Ellen DeGeneres, run out crying comedy. Essentially. So, anyway, we're gonna move on to another pretty good comedian, although he's again more of a comedian who does movie roles. Kevin Hart.
No, he doesn't he perform, or am I thinking of somebody else?
I think Kevin Hart does
I'm
some stuff, but um a lot of the stuff that I've seen
Yeah,
Kevin Hart in.
he's labeled as a comedian.
Yep.
So he's a comedian, he's an American comedian and actor. So
So he does both.
he is a comedian. Yeah, he's both.
Most of what I've seen him in though is films, especially with especially when he's paired with The
You know
Rock.
what's most I've seen him in
What?
is you got to get that cash back.
Oh yeah, commercials. He does a lot
I
of.
hate that. You got to get the cash back. You need to use the platinum card to get your cash back, brother.
Yeah,
Nah.
bruh. That's not as funny, but like
He's gonna eventually he's gonna eventually be called the cashback guy.
pretty, yeah, I guess. But mostly what I've seen Kevin Hart in is like when he's paired with The Rock in films. So like Central
Yes.
Intelligence is a great example of
Yeah.
of a film that they just work well because The Rock is so tall and he's kind of short, and so The Rock just makes fun of him all the time for being really short. Like that's a bit
Yeah.
between the two of them. But I'd say he's good but not great. So he's going in B tier.
You know what's one thing? Okay. Another stage comedian. Well, not stage. He's not a stand-up comedian. He's not labeled as one, but The Rock can actually be fairly decent at comedy, especially in movies.
Yeah.
Some people may disagree with that, but
Oh yeah, he's good, but like if you were to look him up, it says actor first,
oh
like
yeah,
actor and bodybuilder. He's not
yeah,
like a specific, yeah.
yeah.
Like there are some people like that who can be funny, but do other things primarily. But like, yeah. Um, those are some good examples. Here, I got a couple more. This one's gonna be interesting because other than the incident a couple of years back, I haven't heard much of his comedy. Chris Rock.
Chris Rock is interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
The only place that I really know him from is the Madagascar movies.
Okay.
He plays the zebra, or whatever
Oh.
his name is.
Yeah. But
But
yeah.
eh, he's not really no everybody who like loves. Here's the problem with comedians, right? Is whenever somebody just doesn't like the humor that a comedian has, because every comedian's humor is different, right?
Yeah.
They have that sort of like vibe that every comedian has, and not everybody goes along with that vibe. It's like there are some people who don't like Gabriel Iglesias, and there are people who do like him. There's like people don't like all types of comedy. It's just
Right.
what am I supposed to say? It's just like not all people laugh at all jokes. Like some people might think, oh, a knock knock joke, this one's hilarious. Then this person, you tell the exact same knock knock joke to another person, they don't hesitate at all. They're like, don't laugh.
They don't hesitate. What do
So
you mean they don't laugh?
that was the wrong word.
Yeah.
They don't react.
Yeah.
They're like, eh.
They don't hesitate. No. Anyway, but I would say he's C tier. Like he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah,
But
then
also,
everybody else who
yeah.
loves him is like, what is wrong with you?
I'm gonna be honest.
Babies.
Some comedian Chris Rock is a prime example of comedians who, when making fun of people, can take it to an extreme where it's not funny anymore. Like with
Yeah.
the incident a couple of years ago where Will Smith just got up on stage and slapped the crap out of him.
Yeah.
Like
Because the joke that he said was not necessarily approved.
it was like, yeah, that's too far. That's too far, I think.
No, what Will Smith did was not appropriate either.
No.
But to be fair, he could have kept his mouth shut
He could have
and
avoided
not
that,
said
yeah.
what he said.
But he didn't because
Yeah.
he's a comedian and everyone was laughing. He was getting into the flow, so he was like, "I'm gonna just risk it," and it didn't work. It didn't pay off.
Nope, it did not.
So he's going in. He's going in
And
C.
he bit the bullet on that.
Oh yeah, he bit the hand on that. Is actually what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, he's going. He's in okay, I think. But we're now going to move on to some of the greats, I think, in my opinion.
Robin Williams.
He's on here. I think Robin Williams goes in GOAT, greatest of all time, like at the very top of the list, essentially.
Oh yeah.
And then I think, in my opinion, Jim Carrey goes up there with him.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, classic.
So the thing is, what's so weird about Jim Carrey
Uh huh.
is he is somebody completely different. You stick him behind the camera, you stick him on the stage, he becomes the goofiest person like ever.
Oh yeah.
And then you stick him behind the camera for an interview. You're like,
Is this
where's like
yeah, same
you don't
guy?
recognize this version of him.
Exactly.
He's when he's in front of a camera getting an interview, he becomes extremely serious, you know, not serious like, "Oh my gosh, wow, he ain't funny at all." No. It's when he's behind the camera, he lights up.
Oh yeah.
How Okay, have you ever watched a Jim Carrey movie, Mr. Poppins Penguins?
Yes, I have. I love that film.
Sorry, not Poppin. Is it Poppins or Poppers?
What a I don't know. It's one of those. I think it's really funny.
Hang on. I have the movie up here. Let me see if I can
Oh yeah.
read it.
Okay. It's a good film nonetheless. I have seen it because he was in it, and I did enjoy it a lot. And he's taking a minute to find it. I must have a ton of films.
Mr. Popper's Penguins,
Right.
not Poppins, Poppers.
Mr. Popper's Penguins, yes. Very
Yeah.
good
Oh,
film.
that was such a good movie.
Oh yeah. Very
And
good.
the one thing that I really love
Mm-hmm.
is that yes, it includes the really hilarious Jim Carrey, but it shows that he has a family side to him. He enjoys being, of course, it's acting still, but
Oh yeah.
you see this with him in real life is he loves his family life. He loves simple stuff. Like Jim Carrey a couple years ago, he retired. He's done.
Yeah, he did
And
retire officially.
and everybody's like, "No, don't retire." I mean, dude, the guy is over 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's got plenty of money in the bank,
Oh yeah.
and if he wants to retire, let him.
Oh yeah.
And here's what I love about Jim Carrey is when he wants to be, he's a man of few words. I
Yeah.
love the way he wrapped up his career. I have had enough. I've done what I want to do. I felt that I've accomplished what I want to do. I've had enough. And I felt he couldn't have wrapped up his career any better.
Oh, absolutely.
In my personal opinion, like absolutely one of my favorite comedians. Yes, Robin Williams is good, but Jim Carrey's really up there.
I would yeah.
Not just because of he's super funny. He's a good guy.
Yeah. I would put Jim Carrey just below Robin Williams because Robin Williams gets a bunch of sympathy points for just how sad it ended.
Yeah, like why did I wish there was somebody there to convince him
Yeah.
not to do that cuz that's like why? Why did you feel the need to do that?
I don't yeah.
I don't know if it was like something mental or something happened to him that
I
made
guess
this happen, or maybe just
yeah.
the success was getting to him in a bad way.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
You watch like
But I've got to
yeah.
say,
Okay, you say.
I've got to say, with the movie Aladdin,
Mm-hmm.
that was very well done. And here's another thing,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a comedian outside of movies. When he was given the task of the genie in the first Aladdin movie,
Uh-huh.
most of it wasn't even scripted. He just had props in a studio room,
Yeah.
and he just recorded. Yeah, there were some that were scripted, but it was him. It was Robin Williams,
Oh yeah.
and I like that.
Oh yeah.
But
So
anyway, you were gonna say.
I was gonna say, like, like knowing now what occurred shortly thereafter. You watch the last scene from the third night at the museum film where he's like, "Time for your next adventure," and he's like, "I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. How exciting!" Like you just watch that and you like want to cry immediately.
Yeah, because not long after that movie was made,
Yeah.
Uh, Robin Williams was. Hang on, hang on. I actually want to look this up real quick.
Like he didn't even see the film come
So
out. He didn't even see the film come out. It happened like right after they were done filming. Well, maybe not right after, but before the movie was actually released. It was pretty soon, which is why it surprised everyone because like the film hadn't even come out yet, and the world was still, I think, reeling from the loss when the film came
yeah,
out. So that's why everyone was so like loved the third film so much, not only because it was just made well, but because just the fact that that was like had just happened.
yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, oh, there it is. We okay. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use a nicer phrase that he passed away. Literally, this is the freaking scariest thing of it too.
Hmm.
He passed away exactly exactly 3 months before Night of the Museum 3 came out.
Yeah.
Exactly 3 months.
Yeah.
He passed away August 11th of 2014, and the movie came out December 11th of 2014.
Wait, hold on. August 11th of 2014. That means this August 11th will be 10 years without him.
That's ridiculous.
So, like, I think around August, I'm gonna just start rewatching all those films.
All the Night Museum.
All of the films he's ever been in. So, like Aladdin, Night of the Museums, like all of the good ones.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, we're gonna move on in a moment, but first, a word from our sponsor. Are your feet tired after a long day at work? We're sorry. Back to our show. That's about. We don't have sponsors yet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna say that much. We're nearly 7 seasons in, and we haven't got a single sponsor yet. So hurry the frick up. Sorry, that was a little too much.
Wow.
We were talking about a Monster Energy fountain earlier, or Monster Energy, like fountain earlier, drinking fountain. Hey Monster, could you like sponsor this episode, and we'll tell everyone to go drink from it. I mean, like, I'm so tired, and we need a sponsor, Monster. Please, I'm begging you. Okay, no. But like, that would be
I'm
nice.
so tired.
Email me and call me. I may not have enough energy to answer, but like, if you gave me a sponsorship and I drank your energy, then maybe I could. You know what I'm saying? All right. Yeah. Anyway, no. Moving on. Back to
Wow.
back to comedians. Um, moving on now to another great comedian. Um, the we of course got to talk about Gabriel Iglesias. We've mentioned him previously, but we hadn't said where he goes on this list.
Where is he gonna go? I'm gonna say a very strong. I'm gonna say like S tier. Like
Like, so you would say he's on the same level as like Jim Carrey and those people?
because here's the reason why.
Okay.
He was the first comedian in the world to sell out Dodger Stadium.
Oh.
Like, just think about that. How many comedians besides Jim Carrey and Robin Williams were able to do something like that?
Did they ever go to Dodge Stadium?
I don't think they went to Dodger Stadium, but I think they had what is it? Like performances as big as that.
Yeah, because I was gonna say if Robin Williams or Jim Carrey went to Dodger Stadium, I'm for sure they probably would have sold it out too.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I think he goes like on the same list, but below both Jim Carrey and Robin Williams,
Yeah.
just slightly below Jim Carrey. Anyway, he's amazing, and hopefully in November we'll get to go see him live, which will be really funny
Hopefully.
because we'll have to probably buy seats near a bathroom so Nathan can run quickly and not pee himself.
Wow.
So Anyway, moving
Bathroom,
on.
bathroom. Yellow trail. Okay.
Exactly. So, ow. So, here we go. Um, we have another one. Now this one's a little bit a little bit different because I would think like less well known maybe, but I still think he's pretty funny is Ricky Gervais.
I don't think I've ever seen him before
Ricky
or
Gervais
heard of him.
is very funny. He was in The Office, I think, for a while, and not like the really popular uh, U.S. version of The Office. I'm saying he was in the original Office show in the UK, the first Office show,
Ah.
which is
Oh,
yeah,
that guy.
which
Okay.
is
Now
where
I'm putting a face to the name.
like if you remember Night of the Museum, Ricky Gervais was the museum
Yeah,
the top
he
guy.
was like the big guy, like
Yeah.
the oversees everything, all decisions go through me kind of guy.
Yeah, that was Ricky Gervais.
Yeah.
He does stand up comedy. He got I think his best comedy has got to be when he hosted the Golden Globe Awards, I think like 5 times in a row or something.
Mm.
Very funny because he also makes fun of people, and when he's making fun of other like A-list celebrities, like it makes us all laugh because it's like these are like A-lister celebrities and they're just getting roasted on stage by this guy. And it's hilarious
Yes.
because we're all like, "Ha!" Yes, it's funny.
Ah, hilarious.
Exactly. So I think Ricky Gervais is definitely good. Like not great, but he's good.
Yeah.
Definitely A tier, not S, but A tier. Pretty funny. Uh, the next one is steeped in mystery, not necessarily, but like steeped in controversy because of some things that he allegedly did, and he's very old. Bill Cosby.
Ah, yes.
We're gonna talk about Bill Cosby now. Um, Controversial now to talk about because of allegedly some things that he allegedly might have allegedly done. I'm going to say allegedly as loudly and as many times as I can because I personally don't believe that he's capable of doing the things that they've said he
I
did.
I don't think he did either. I think it was a whole the girls wanted a lawsuit and money,
Yeah.
and he got chewed out for it. Like there are a lot of people who think I don't think he should have gone. I don't even know how long was he in jail before they actually like went back to his court case and was like,
Like a month maybe?
now that I look at it, I don't think he did. No, he was in jail a lot longer than that. I know it was more than a month.
Let me look this
I
up.
think it was like actually
How
I think it was actually a
long
few years
was
before they actually went
Bill
back to his court case.
Cosby in prison? Let me look this up. 3 years.
3 years.
Interesting.
Yep.
He served 3 years
Yeah.
of an unjust sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. Unjust sentence.
Because
Listen to how messed up that sounds.
oh yeah, 3 years
He
as an
spent
old
3 years
man.
in prison.
Oh yeah,
Something he never did.
exactly.
You've got to be joking.
He's an older
Cosby,
gentleman. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the most innocent comedians out there. And I know. No, he's not innocent, dude.
Shut up.
I can think of comedians that have done way worse things than Bill Cosby has,
Oh, for sure.
and they haven't gotten
Allegedly.
a sentence.
Allegedly. You can't say it.
Allegedly,
Alleged.
allegedly,
Say that as many.
allegedly done,
Exactly.
because the internet likes to say a lot of stuff.
Oh
But
yeah.
still,
Okay, but imagine like how hard that was. 3 years in prison at like what, like nearly 90 something now. Just knowing I never did this, but it takes 3 years for them to like overturn the conviction and
he
be like, yeah, you never did this.
he's 86. He was born in 1937.
And he served prison for 3 years, hard prison for 3 years for
Yes.
something we all knew he didn't do, but because of the
Yeah. They went
yeah,
back to his court case 3 years later and figured, oh, you're not innocent. You're free to go. Imagine how
you're not,
frustrating that would be.
you are
Like
innocent. You mean
one side,
you said you're not
yeah.
innocent. You're free to go.
Okay,
I think
you are innocent. You are free to go. I
yeah,
meant to just say you're free to go. You're good.
yeah,
That's like really exciting and also super frustrating at the same time. Like I'm free, and also why did I spend 3 years for nothing?
yeah. It really,
Like,
yeah. Violation due to process of rights is why they threw it at, because they just quickly
yep.
convicted him because they wanted, like they all believed the people accusing him, and they skipped things that should have been done in the case just to get a conviction.
Yeah, and yeah, and when they went back to the court case, there were like pieces of evidence
Oh
that
yeah,
were missing
yeah,
that the people couldn't find,
yep,
and then they're like, yeah, this evidence they can't find and they can't show legal documents or have any kind of evidence that they actually did it.
yep.
Okay.
Although, did you hear
Also,
something interesting about Bill Cosby? Did you know that he's going back on stage for comedy again?
really, at
Yeah. Oh
86,
yeah, he's going back out there,
wow,
and I'm like,
man, he
ooh,
is a
goody for him. If
he
after
is
all of
one
this,
determined
yeah,
guy.
if after all of this he's like, nah, I'm not gonna retire. I'm gonna go back and do another show. Like that also shows
Wow.
you just how cool of a guy this is. Like he took 3 years in prison in his 80s and was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna still work. I'm not gonna escape from the world because I'm mad with them. I'm gonna go back out there.
You know what's one thing that Bill Cosby has
Yeah,
done that I really really like
yeah.
is the Cosby Show.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That was great.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah, wonderful.
I could watch episodes on end of that.
Yeah. I watched the Cosby Show like a couple of years back. I think during, because like remember like during the pandemic shutdown that lasted for so long, like we did pretty much anything we could get our hands on to to stop from being bored during like those first initial
Yeah.
like that first initial year where everything was like just locked down tight. That was one of the things, was watching the entire Cosby Show.
Yeah.
And so, Greg, I'm gonna put like this might be controversial for some people, and we might lose audience members, but I'm putting Bill Cosby just below Jim Carrey, but above Gabriel Iglesias in the S tiers.
Yeah. I could say that. No, Fluffy's better.
Um, Fluffy hasn't.
you need to go watch the Bill Cosby
Oh yeah,
Show.
Fluffy hasn't had time to become iconic yet. He's getting there though.
Oh, okay. I disagree with that statement. He became an iconic comedian when he
Okay,
sold out Dodger Stadium.
maybe classic then. Maybe classic is the correct word to use there. He hasn't quite had the time to age like fine wine, and had like several decades under his belt in comedy, or I should say, almost a century in comedy. So, but I do think that he does just barely surpass Gabriel Iglesias, just on time alone. And again, sympathy points for his alleged stuff that never actually, I think, took
Alleged stuff.
alleged stuff. So next up is another guy who is a kind of comedian, but again, could be construed more as a TV host. Is the host from Family Feud,
Ah,
which
y'all know who that
we
is.
all know who that is.
I'm so totally not looking up because I forget his name.
Family Feud host Steve Harvey. Yes, that's it. I
Yep.
totally knew it this whole time. I totally knew his name this entire time.
I'm so totally not looking up the host of Family Feud
The
because
guy with a giant mouth and mustache. That guy.
oh,
Jim. Yes,
he's a great show host. Like
absolutely.
absolutely.
But maybe not S tier
Like
good.
when I think of Celebrity Family Feud, Steve Harvey. Like not only that, but he also gives out pretty decent advice in certain cases.
Yeah. Like all of the gambling
Not
advice. All of the gambling
yeah.
advice that you see on TikTok,
Much
like
money as you can in and get it. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Have you seen the AI generated Steve Harvey stuff where it's like, I tell all my friends to take their retirement funds and go to blackjack at the casino. Like you've seen those AI clips
No,
where it's like
no.
Subway Surfer across the bottom, and it's him. It's like it's a picture of him or a video of him on the top, and it's just AI generated of his voice telling people to gamble more. I think those clips are pretty hilarious.
To be honest, knowing Steve Harvey, he would never tell
Oh
anybody
no,
to do
yeah, no.
that.
That's why you know it's AI generated.
Yeah.
But
Steve Harvey
yeah,
would be that he okay, there was one thing that he said that I really like
yeah,
was there was one lady that stood up and asked Steve Harvey um oh what did she ask him? She asked him about something about uh I'm convincing my husband to move to Sweden, the home of IKEA, and because they have uh oh I forget. I'd have to go look and find the video.
yeah.
And Steve Harvey says you shouldn't leave this country because Donald Trump is going to make IKEA move here and build all their furniture here.
Interesting.
I'm like, he can do that because here's the thing: he's a businessman.
Hmm.
He understands business, but one thing he doesn't understand is government.
Yeah.
Because here's see, I like what he does for the economy, but here's also the bad thing.
Hmm.
Is Trump getting elected? Yes, I do not like Biden as a president. But if Trump just comes in and just destroys everything that he's done, we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep some of the stuff he's had in place, like the ban of electric vehicles. They shouldn't ban electric vehicles, but they need to like
More research to make them better.
more research. No. Here's what needs to happen first, right?
Okay.
Are you aware the law that had to be placed in California?
Um.
Because California is the number one state for zero emissions stuff like electric lawnmowers, electric, everything, electric cars, all that.
Yeah.
Cal the power grid, so the power grid is basically
Hmm.
all the power plants
Yep.
supplying power to certain sections.
Yep.
The power grid can't even handle all the electric cars that are on the road currently.
Right.
There are still way more gas powered cars than electric cars on the road. Like, not even comparable electric cars to gas powered cars. Like, oh, all I see is the new electric cars. No, if you actually take the percentage of gas powered cars still on the road to electric, oh, it's not even a comparison. So the fact that the power grid can't even handle that, why are we pushing electric cars when the power grid can't even handle it?
That's a.
Like, oh, well, we have electric cars now. Oh, I guess we have to make the power grid be able to handle it.
I guess that's a question for
So,
another topic. Honestly, that's what that sounds like.
That sounds like a economics class topic.
Economics class topic or your episode topic, but
See,
guess what? Okay, I'll stop.
yes.
I'll stop. But like,
Okay.
but
Anyway,
but
Steve
Steve
Harvey
Harvey.
turned into talking about
Yeah,
yes.
Steve Harvey turned to Trump and the economy and all that stuff. So that's great. That's truly
Yeah.
yes. But how are we rating Steve Harvey?
Uh, I'd put him at a B plus tier,
B
like high
plus
B
tier.
tier.
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
okay. You wouldn't put him in good tier?
He's all right.
I put him at the very
Like
bottom
he's a
of
good
good tier.
the very bottom of A tier.
Of very bottom of A tier, yeah.
Yeah. I guess I could get on board with that.
Yeah. All right, we have two more left, and these two couldn't be more polar opposites of one another. First up,
boy.
we're going to talk about the one and only infamous Amy Schumer. Who, you might ask? Brayden Nathan's looking it up because that's how horrible Amy Schumer is that Nathan's looking up. He's like, who the frick? Who? Who are you talking about? Who's Amy Schumer? Amy Schumer is a feminist comedian who.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, that's basically the best way to describe her. Is
gross.
She's a feminist comedian who gets a bunch, who's almost pretty much entire audience, like 95% of her audience is women, and the other 5% is gay men that all want that all like make like most of like I would say 90% of her jokes is just degrading men.
Wow.
So she's going bottom of the bucket. I'm gonna be honest.
Here's what I'd like to point out.
Uh-huh.
So, yes, I understand. See, we're going on another rabbit trail, but I need to get something out.
All right.
So I've seen so many videos of different surveys going around about female rights, women's rights.
Mm-hmm. What? No.
And people are like, oh, women don't have all the rights that men do. They don't. And then they ask,
so
okay, then give me an example of a right that men have that women don't.
Exactly.
Exactly. There's no such thing as women's rights. There's an equal right. Here's the problem. Women don't like to get their hands dirty.
Right.
They want to have office jobs. They want to be managers. They want to manage an operation. No, I'm not saying that this is rare, and I give credit to all the
not
women
all
who
women, not all
go into do dirty jobs.
Yeah, not all
plumbers, electricians, mechanics, all those dirty jobs, getting their hands dirty. And then somehow women are just like, oh my gosh, we're so much better than men. Here's the problem. Men do all the dirty jobs. So if you were to get rid of men,
no, almost all, yes,
there would be an absolute shortage in some of the most critical jobs out there. Electricians, mechanics, plumbers. Who are you gonna freaking call to fix your toilet when it explodes? Oh yeah, I'm so backed up. I'm so backed up right now. I'll see you in like a year. Like legit, that is how bad it would be.
Less probably
if we
than
were
a year,
cut,
I would say.
Okay, probably a little less, but more like 6 months.
Yeah, probably.
It's just the issue is women are so quick to hate on men.
Not all women though. Some,
because
some.
No.
Yeah.
I'm talking about feminist women.
Specifically,
This is feminist. They're so quick to hate on men. And then I want to ask them, so would you take over all of men's jobs and be able to do it as efficiently as men do? Now, am I saying women can't? No, absolutely not. But would all the women in the entire world be willing to take over all the dirty jobs? No, they wouldn't. Men are just the the group that does all the dirty jobs. And I
Most,
know
yeah.
I keep saying that over and over.
Yeah.
Most.
Yeah.
Yes. But you get my point here.
Yeah.
And so many other people agree with the argument that I have that, you know, I'm not saying women don't become mechanics, but it's not as common as men as mechanics or men as plumbers or anything like
Yeah.
that. So hearing that somebody's feminist just makes me sick in my stomach. Like,
Yeah.
really? Like there was one boss that I had that was feminist, and when my sister got hired working there,
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "Oh my gosh!" She was literally talking to me and my brother, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, your sister's so much better than you guys." And then she'd look over at my sister and be like, "Oh, your brothers are so much. You're so much better."
Bruh.
Do I need to take you outside and give you a big old slap in the face? Because I
Wow.
will.
Yeah.
Like, shut the F up. I don't want to hear about your feminine arguments.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm going to get too much on a rant if I keep going on that. But you get my point. I've gotten my point across.
Yep. Um, Tune in to Nathan's podcast, Politics Now. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
Yeah.
but Nathan would just scream into the microphone
I
for
wouldn't
30
even call
minutes about.
I wouldn't even call feminist a politics issue. It's
Okay.
more of a get a correct mindset issue.
Yeah. Well, moving on. Not giving her any more attention than she deserves.
No. No.
We'll definitely be saving the secondary topic.
Okay, I want to be fair here. I'm not just calling her out. I'm calling every feminist out.
Oh, okay.
I want to be clear on that.
Calling every. Why'd you just put a plus
Because-
sign in the frickin' the Discord call? Just like
What?
you sent a plus in the Discord. I just got a boop and I went and
I
plus.
must have bumped the keyboard.
Plus. Here, this is what I want to say about feminists. Plus. But no, continue. All right. Now you're just being weird. All right. Okay.
Plus minus 58.
Wow. Okay.
No, I got better.
Okay. All right, Nathan. Can we wrap up the episode, please?
Yes. This is your episode, by the way. This ain't mine.
As in, shut the frick up, Nathan. All right, I'll stop. I'll stop. Okay. All right, we got one last comedian to talk about.
Let's kick it off with a banger.
Oh yeah, this is absolute banger. Someone you probably haven't heard much about, but I love this guy. Don Rickles.
I haven't really heard of it, but I have another comedian that I want to add on that I don't know if you've ever heard of.
Okay.
Knowing that you're into older classic stuff, probably.
All right.
But most people probably haven't. What was his name again?
Don Rickles, the guy. Yeah. Really great guy.
I gotta look up every single one of these. Huh. Who did he play in? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Don Rickles.
He was Mr. Potato Head,
Yeah,
but
Don Rickles.
he
did a lot
wasn't
of good stuff.
actually in Toy Story 4. I'm looking at movies that he was in, but he wasn't actually in Toy Story 4.
Well, he wasn't just an actor. He was a stand-up comedian for a long time. He did a lot of very impressive stand-up comedy work. Like, for instance, he did a comedy routine at the, I think, inauguration of President Ronald Reagan. Like, that's how long ago that we're talking about.
That was a while ago.
So he did a lot of he did a lot of really funny stuff. He lived to be pretty old. He got lifetime achievement awards and other kinds of really cool stuff. And yeah, really great guy. What was the guy you were going to mention though?
Okay, I don't know who would know who this guy is, but Red Skelton.
Oh yeah, yeah, Red Skeleton.
Okay, I was gonna assume that you know who that is.
I know who Red
Oh my
Skeleton is.
gosh. He okay, I hate to say this,
Uh-huh.
but he is like absolutely one of my favorite comedians because all of his were the faces he could make.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Funny faces are really funny to me, and he just took that to the absolute extreme.
Oh yeah.
If any of you have free time, just look up Red Skeleton on YouTube. You will pee your pants beyond
Yeah.
belief.
Very funny. Very funny. I've seen some of his stuff and it's pretty good. But we're over an hour into the episode now, so I think we should cut this off here. And Nathan, you better come up with a banger episode next week.
Oh, I got a banger episode for next week, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna bang your episode next week. Okay, I'll stop.
Wow.
Stop.
Okay. All right. Stop.
All right.
Stop.
Guys, thank you for joining us this week. Tune in next week to Nathan's episode. That's banger.